Hey guys, back in another video, and I want to talk about something. Let me grab it. I want to talk about this. Mortal Kombat 11, but not with the characters I have. I want to talk about one of the DLC characters that came out, I believe, last year. That was Sindel. I remember, I always knew about Sindel because of Mortal Kombat X. I heard about her, so I did read. But the thing that drew me the most to her character in Mortal Kombat 11 was people spamming it, saying that they ruined her. Like, ruined her story kind of thing. So after so long of hearing about this right before putting this video up, I researched the character of Sindel. And here's my thing. You say they ruined her because she says she's in love with the ending of her kind of betrays her, and the character where she's loyal to Shao Kahn. If we remember, she sacrifices herself to save Edenia and to prevent her from being with Shao Kahn, I believe, of what I just read. She's resurrected and is mind controlled, brainwashed into thinking she's Shao Kahn's loyal wife. I think that's the character that they're still using in the game. I don't know, well, as DLC Sindel, that she still is under, because when the trailer first dropped of her resuming into the game, they used her as a revenant, undead, so it would make sense that she would still think she's loyal to Shao Kahn, so where her memory, her backstory is what Shao Kahn would want it to be, to where he makes her think she betrayed her husband Jared for Shao Kahn. At least, oh God, because he remembers Jared. Because of the intro, she remembers them because of mainly the fights with Kitana. She said she trades a weak husband for a strong one. That could be just a brainwash talking, because, as I said, she's brainwashed in people who played past games. I only got into it after X. People who played the past games know that she sacrifices herself, gets resurrected with the power of Shang Tsung. Oh my God. Mortal Kombat, I swear to God. People usually just look at it as just violence, this blood and gore. But I think people forget that Mortal Kombat has a very strong, confusing, and at times very detailed story behind it. It's not just mangling your opponent and ripping each other's heads off with uppercuts or any other fatalities. That's the thing that people are driven to. What makes them stay and what really gets them hooked are not the fatalities that usually, after they get the game, it's the story, because at least that's what I think. I'm positive a lot of people just say, no, it's just the fatalities, I love them. And that could be true, but I like to think that, mainly with X and 11, that's where the story really hooked the living hell out of me. Introducing the Cassie, the Revenants, Liu Kang as a freaking undead god. Or High Chief, whatever the you want to call him. It's so good, because I remember Mortal Kombat, before I really got into it, Liu Kang was the good guy, so was Kitana. The whole cast of Revenants were good guys. Then I watched the cuts. I didn't play it, but I watched the cutscenes of Mortal Kombat 9 and all that. That was a dark game looking at it. Like, even darker than Mortal Kombat, where you take all the beloved characters in the story mode and you just kill them off. Well, mainly Sindel kills them off, mainly of them. Yeah, I think that's what they're... Back to the point of this, with the character of Sindel, they are using her now with the expansion pack, which includes RoboCop. That's just freaking hilarious, because I remember people constantly were saying, where did that come from, or why is it? Well, yeah, because putting Spawn in the Terminator and Joker made sense. Well, Joker kind of because they're in the same universe. But yeah, Terminator and freaking Spawn, that came out of left field as well, so why not RoboCop? One of my favorite things about that is people kept thinking it was Stryker. No disrespect to that character. I barely know anything about Stryker, but he looks like a freaking mall cop with just gear. But pal, ladies and gentlemen, if Stryker does come back in a third expansion pack for Mortal Kombat 11, let's be honest, Stryker will be the curtain jerker, like the first shock before they get to the main guy they're gonna bring in. For all we know, for God's sake, if they make an expansion pack, for God's sake, they might put Rambo in the freaking game. Anyway, I just want to make this video explaining my thoughts on the Sindel character. I know this is late, especially since Sindel was one of the first 3 characters released in the first expansion pack, but it's really because I didn't really get into the character, and looking at it now with the expansion trailer of continuing the story, bringing in Shiva, RoboCop, Sindel, and Shang Tsung into the story, that interested me to learn a lot more about the character of Sindel, because it wondered me why people kept saying the character was ruined with 11. So yeah, that's just my little fan theory of why Sindel is like that in the DLC intros, where she's constantly praising Shao Kahn. I think it's just because this version of Sindel is still under the influence of Shao Kahn, basically hypnotizing her. But what do I know? Maybe the story will fix her, like they fixed the other timeline, where they fixed Liu Kang, Katana, Jade. Did they fix Cabal? Basically, they fixed every freaking Revenant. So who knows? Maybe this timeline will have Katana and her mom getting back together, because her Sindel's tower ending is very crazy. It ends with her basically holding her daughter hostage at like a chain around the throat kind of thing, which is basically Empress, or she's Khan, basically, of Outworld. And starting with her kneeing her daughter in the face. Who knows? Actually, thinking about another expansion pack. Back to that, maybe they might bring back Melina, her sister, Kitana's sister. I don't know, man. Who knows? They may put Carnage in. Let me see. For all we know, well, he's a skin, but for all we know, he could get in the game. It is Batman Who Loves, and I said he's a skin for a Noob Saibot if you buy those. Also, just a side note for Joker. I knew the second Joker dropped in that game, a bunch of DCU skins would be ready for the characters. And I knew looking at knowing nothing about this character, just looking at him, I knew Noob Saibot would get that. Plus, just a question: someone who's a geek about this, someone explain to me where he got that name. Because isn't Saibot the previous Sub-Zero after he was axed off? How did he get the name Noob Saibot? How? Anyway, this video went on way longer than I thought it would, because it can get sidetracked by the topics. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed my little explanation, my version at least, of the Sindel character. And I hope you enjoyed what I thought about the other stuff. Even though I didn't talk. God, this video's all over the place. Later, guys. This is weird. Sorry. Ain't used to it.